You wake up on Sunday morning and see that your weekly screen time is available. Damn, bro, you average 3 hours a day on Instagram, but your DMs are still dry. You consume the memes and content from insanely successful people, which makes you feel empty. You don't want to be like that, but you're afraid you might miss out, so you choose to scroll. It doesn't matter where you're at, whether somebody's talking to you, whether you're in the gym or whether you're at school, you choose to scroll even upon waking up. Yet every time you go on Instagram, you feel unfulfilled. You feel like you haven't gotten anything out of it, and it was just a waste of your time. Successful people don't use Instagram to look at memes or models. They use it to promote their business and themselves. They sometimes go days without checking on Instagram, oftentimes forgetting it's even downloaded. When they do use it, they use it to talk to the woman sliding in their DMs. Oh, they got bands? That's no problem. They'll just have more time to work and focus. So starting the month of November 2022, I was kind of at the height of like an ego issue. So I was seeing a lot of progress within myself, especially in the gym and on campus with my schoolwork. I was doing really well with my engineering work and seeing a lot of success in that nature. And it came to a point where I just stopped learning. I stopped learning and I kept indulging into these instantly gratifying activities and comparing my results to other people and thinking I was better and started to act arrogant. I started to be a jackass, quite frankly. And part of me thinks like I was in the right to act in that way, in a sense of like recognizing my accomplishment, but I wasn't showing humility. So even though I did see great results, it wasn't like I was constantly working on towards my next goals or anything that was greater. I remember I was in like fantastic shape throughout like September and October, and I wanted to get into a bulk, and I kept trying, but I kept like showing my physique off on Instagram and Snapchat. It didn't matter. Even though I was showing my physique off, I wasn't like bulking up anything. Like, yeah, I put on a few pounds, but it wasn't like anything that was on track to my goal. So over the span of 12 weeks, I put on like 8 pounds, and I wanted to put on like 15 or maybe 14. And so the start of November was like the time I was going through finals week and finals, but I was also going through some girl problems at the time. And right as my fall break hit, I just immediately went home and started reading this wonderful book called Ego's the Enemy. And of course, it was the start of November. Everyone was like, oh, I'm just going to do No Nut November. And I never really had that issue to where I needed to just refrain for a month. Like, I'm just like living with no fap. It's like, I just don't fap. So I was like, okay, how can I partake in something that will help improve my mental health as a man, that will also help benefits others, like if I do it and show my results to the world. So I decided I was going to delete it for 4 weeks and see what happened. And immediately, like a week and a half into it, I kind of just relapsed and downloaded it for 3 hours. I'll admit it was kind of tough because I was just going to the group chat and seeing the memes the boys sent me and had a few laughs, but then I kind of felt unfulfilled after just scrolling mindlessly for a few hours. So I just delete it again. Sure enough, I go on another break around Thanksgiving and I download it again for one day for another few hours, and yet again, I just feel empty. And when I was at the height of my ego problems, I was kind of focusing on this external validation, like likes and views and responses. So just refraining from that, focusing on myself and like competing against other people that I see in my general vicinity made it more real. Because like, let's be real, it's like if I'm bodybuilding and I see some guy who's obviously on something and he's like 230 pounds and jacked, it's kind of like discouraging in a way. For some people, it can be encouraging to go hit the gym and stuff, but for the most part, you see people who are more jacked than you, more rich than you, more successful than you, and it just kind of makes you feel like shit. So I finally felt free from my phone and like constantly worrying about other people's lives. There'd be days like I'd go either to the kitchen or even just go outside for a walk, and I wouldn't even bring my phone with me. It was weird. I'd always bring my phone with me before, and yeah, without Instagram, it just like cleared my mind up in a way. And I know I talked about this a little bit before, but I just noticed my self-image immediately skyrocketed, but also like my focus on my where I want to be, like my goals had also like gotten a lot better. Before I know I said like I'm on Instagram and I was just seeing successful people, stronger, better, richer, faster, whatever. And just deleting that and not seeing people like that for like almost a month, with the exception of the 2 relapses. I'd look at other people around me and I'd be like, wow, I've seen a lot of progress in myself. I'm doing really great, as opposed to me just shaming myself before. So I'd see a lot of progress in myself and be like, yeah, I'm doing great. And of course, I didn't really have an outlet to post about it. So that kind of diminished the validation and like the ego boost. And because of that, I've just been able to put on a few more pounds during my bulk, which has shown a lot more progress compared to the last few months of my bulk. So last Thursday, December 1st, I ended up re-downloading Instagram, and yet again, I just felt the same thing. I was like, oh, well, I'm kind of wasting my time on this. I just don't really feel it. So I ended up deleting it again, and yeah, haven't really looked back since. And I know it's ironic because in these videos that I do, I put my Instagram handle in the description, and it's just, I find it funny. I might go back to Instagram eventually, but I'll definitely put a severe time limit on it, like maybe 15 minutes a day, and maybe just to post. Definitely not indulge like I used to, or compare myself to other people, or just waste my time looking at memes like I used to. Because before, when I did put a time limit on Instagram, I noticed like I'd override the time limit. So like 15 minutes turned into 30, turned into 60. And there'd be some days where I'd spend like 2 hours a day on Instagram. It was ridiculous. So with deleting Instagram, I've noticed like not only my self-image has gotten better, and I've had a lot more time, and I've been focusing more on my work and my goals and see more progress in that sense. My ego has gone down. I've reinvested that time back into regenerative activities such as reading and learning on YouTube. So like, yeah, my screen time has gone up on YouTube, but I'm actually learning stuff as opposed to just looking at memes and IG models and fucking rich Lamborghini owners. So I definitely think it was a good decision to take a break and a detox away from the platform. And I definitely would recommend it to anyone who's suffering an addiction to the platform and just over consuming stuff that is diminishing their self-image and maybe just inflating their ego and feeding into their validation. But yeah, anyways, that's all I have for this video of deleting Instagram for a month. My name is Stan, and I hope you like this video on just deleting Instagram. I do plan on coming out with more self-improvement videos over the future, whether it's physical activity, mental health, doesn't matter. But if you like this video, please like and subscribe, and thank you.